Welcome to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. This is the 6th episode. We've passed the halfway mark of our connected arc, our fan-written arc. Every episode we have a new audio escape room, which, in other seasons would be played by our guests and written and run by Danny, but instead we've flipped it on its head, which we've never done before. And every episode we will have a guest game master who's come on to run a room for us to play. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the first time doing this as a connected story between all the guests.
We've had some weird... it's getting creepy.
It is finally getting creepy.
We've had weird stuff happen. We've got, I can see in my notes, mysterious shadow figure.
You've drawn a mysterious shadow figure who's been following us around.
They
I don't like
distinctly
it.
look like a cowboy. We were not given that information, but...
Yeah, but they've got it, right? It's got to be. It's Yul Brynner from Westworld. The original Westworld, by the way, all you fake fans who only seen the TV show. This episode, our guest game... Well, we have one guest game master, but 2 guest designers. Welcome to the show, having written the room and running the room, Edward.
Hello.
And also having co-written the room, but just hanging back like a cool guy, Daniel.
Hi there.
So you wrote this one together, even though Edward's going to take the reins running it, right?
Yes, I came up with the kind of theme. Daniel came up with largely the central puzzle, and then we kind of collaborated to put everything else together.
When it comes to the podcast This Escape, we'll not only have to ask you about co-writing with 9 other people, but with each other. Looking forward to it.
This is the most collaborative episode so far. This is an escape room show, so I have a question for each of you. Why don't we start with Daniel? What is your escape room experience?
My biggest escape room experience was the computer game Myst.
Nice.
As a child or an adult?
As a teenager, I went to my cousin's house one weekend, and just over the course of 3 days, we finished it, doing pretty much nothing else. And since then, actual physical escape rooms, I've only done 4, of which 3 were good and 1 was absolutely terrible.
You gotta have both sometimes.
At least it wasn't...
As long as it's not your first one.
Yeah, as long as it's not the first one you ever do, and so you just kind of get an assumption that that's what escape rooms are. Sometimes you got to do a bad one to appreciate the good ones. Well, Edward, what about you? What is your escape room experience?
I'm on the opposite end. I've done well over 1,000.
Wow.
I spent a decade and a half in the wonderful City Beautiful Orlando, and it is one of the meccas in the US for escape rooms. So I've done almost all of them in Orlando, I can tell you that, and I've done a lot throughout the country. When I came across audio escape rooms, it was like an instant hook. And I can honestly say I discovered you can thank Tom Scott, because I discovered you guys through Lateral.
I won't.
Okay, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I've thanked Tom enough. I'm done. He can thank me. This is escape rooms mixed with a sort of tabletop role-playing style. So in reverse order, Edward, what is your tabletop role-playing experience?
Even more extensive than my escape room experience.
1,001?
Probably more. I started out very, very young with 2nd edition AD&D. I have played all of the editions, with the notable exception of 4th edition. Somehow managed to completely miss 4th edition. Stayed on 3.5 for forever. Done the Pathfinders. I really enjoy the more esoteric ones now. Like there's one I'm in called Worldwide Wrestling, where you play as a professional wrestler.
Nice.
I'm also in like 2 different mage games. I'm in a game where I play basically a squid-faced pirate who's definitely not Davy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also working on 4 or 5 different tabletop systems currently in various things that maybe we can get into in Podcast This Escape if we have time.
Maybe. And then Daniel, what about you? Do you have much tabletop role-playing experience?
I spent about 25 years of my life circling around, but somehow never managing to actually play D&D. And always wanting to. And then as soon as my kids were old enough, I had the excuse, and I've been running a campaign for them for the last 3 years or so.
Solid.
Nice. How fun. Well, look, I think we're good to get going. I've got my notes ready. I'm excited to see what happens in room 6. Now, Danny, we can't do our normal ritual of trying to guess which room we're going into because we've already been informed.
That's true.
That we are heading into the Jeep Hall of Scientific Progress. I'm excited. Edward, you're running the room.
Yes.
Would you like to whisk us away?
Yeah, I do want to stress that this room is sponsored by Jeep. This podcast episode is not sponsored by
To
Jeep.
make it very clear, hey, Jeep,
you owe
suck.
us money.
No, you suck, Jeep. We're not. It is the stairs of this podcast. You make the worst cars in the world. I don't even know if Jeep makes anything other than cars, but if you do, they're also bad.
I'm deliberately recording this podcast inside a Mitsubishi. So there.
Yeah. Right, now that we've got that out of the way, and we all understand how much we hate Jeep, let's talk about how good Jeep is.
As you enter the room, you expect to be met with a cacophony of noise and movement. You vividly remember this room as it had been one of the most active before, but now it's mostly still. The only real movement in the room comes from the full-sized Jeep high on a gantry over your head. It roars as it leaps forward to impact oversized encyclopedias. You don't remember seeing those before. And a giant bowling ball? Okay. You're at this point, you're sure. Something has changed in here. You see the ball rolls towards a ledge and falls, hurtling towards the ground, only to stop midair, inches above the floor, then reverse and fly back up into the air, back onto the ledge, and the books moving back into position, the Jeep reversing back into its position with a prolonged series of beeps. This then repeats. The only other immediately obvious thing on this end of the room is the flamethrower shooting against the wall. Yeah, I know. Science,
Gotcha.
right?
Gotcha.
Between you and the flamethrower, there appears to be some sort of work or a lab bench with a few objects strewn across it, most notably what looks like a blueprint. All other movement in this room appears to be on the other side of the room.
Well, Danny,
I mean, I'm a bit afraid of what's going on upstairs.
we just ignore it. That's just a Jeep on loop.
Well, it feels like the safest thing to encounter is the blueprint.
Yeah, let's ignore the fire and the crashing
And
just
ignore the other part of the room.
let's
that may
head
be interesting.
to the bench and look at this
Yep,
blueprint.
we'll keep it slow.
Absolutely. So that's actually going to bring you to your first image of the room map.
People at home, you can see these images.
Given a map.
Ooh,
I'd
it's
like
the
to
map
thank
of
the
world.
lovely, like to thank the lovely Leah and the rest of the art team for their wonderful assets for this room. Like, seriously, they're phenomenal.
Well, yes, here we have
Really
the Jeep Hall of Scientific Progress. We've got where we entered in the kind of left of this Tetris block-shaped room.
Okay.
Well, not Tetris, I suppose.
No, that's
Quintus.
not.
On a Quintus-shaped
Yeah.
room.
Yes.
We have the workbench in front of us, and the whole room sort of expands out to the right. So it's like we're in a little square, and then there's a big square to the right.
Pentus, right?
Pentus?
Would be in Greek if it's Tetris, right?
Yeah, probably. And in the rest of the room, in the top right corner, we see there's an aquarium.
Yeah, we've got these symbols of various shapes to represent these things, and we've got a key for them. So
Yeah.
that top rightest is an aquarium of some sort.
In the bottom right, there's a wooden frame.
Okay.
I wonder what's in that wooden frame.
What's that? The thing that's just labeled tubes.
Yeah, in the center, there's a big thing of tubes surrounded by 5 pentagonal plinths in a pentagon. A pentagon of pentagonal
So
plinths.
we have 5 plinths, and then off to the left, 1 pedestal.
Plinths and a pedestal? What a wild
Outrageous.
room!
And then I see our exit,
Yes.
assuming that we want to make our way towards that exit. I don't see no Eve in here yet.
You said there's a blueprint on this workbench. Is there anything else on the workbench?
There is. There's actually quite a bit. The lab bench itself is fairly large given its contents. There are a half dozen dark cylinders scattered across its wooden surface. Along the top of the bench are 6 smallish rings built into the surface with smoked glass in their center. Holding the lid of the bench down to its base is a large, heavy directional lock. I know how much you guys love directional locks.
Nice.
That makes it sound like I've got something secretly against it.
I feel like we have no stance on directional locks.
I have no issues with directional locks.
The lock body itself is split into 4 colors: red, blue, yellow, and green, with red on top and the other colors arrayed around the dial clockwise. So it's kind of divided up into 4 quadrants. It's kind of forming an X. The central knob itself is painted black.
Okay, fun. We're looking for colours to become directions, or we're looking for directions to become colours, or other way around.
So there were 6 rings and 6 cylinders?
That is correct.
Does it look, are they similar enough size that it looks like you would put a cylinder in or on these rings?
Yeah, absolutely. You test one and it will fit easily and snugly.
And where, like you said, the rings had smoked glass. That's not in the center of the ring, like stopping you putting something through it?
No, it is. That's exactly it. The bottom of the ring is smoked glass.
Great. Okay, so like a cylinder would sit on the glass.
Yes, it appears to also be the same sort of glass that is the cylinders themselves are made of.
Okay,
fun.
Is there anything that distinguishing these cylinders from one another, or do they all look pretty similar?
They're pretty similar, but they're all marked with either 1 or 2 letters on one end that are actually etched into the surface. The letters P, V, the next one has 2 letters. It says M, O. The one after that also has 2 letters. It says B, E. Then the next one says C. And the last one says S. So it's a total of 6. P, V, M, O, B, E, C, and S.
Okay.
Okay, fun.
Now, there are many things that this could be true. Those could be elements. There's nothing disputing those being elements at this stage.
What do we have? Sulfur?
Yeah.
Carbon?
Yeah.
Beryllium?
Yeah.
Molybdenum?
I assume so.
Oh, what's V?
Vanadium.
Vanadium. And P is phosphorus.
So
Okay.
not impossible.
And those are the ingredients to make a Jeep. Okay, I think that's everything. So we'll open up this whole thing when we get the directional lock, but we don't have the code yet.
Oh, we're going to blow this thing wide open at some point.
So would you like to go somewhere else, Danny?
Makes sense.
Just around the corner to this pedestal?
I suppose that's fair. Oh, are we going to have to burn all of this stuff with that flamethrower eventually?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Okay, assuming that's what the flamethrower is for, we can leave it.
Yeah,
for
let's check out the pedestal.
Maybe there'll be
that's just
safety
around the
instructions
corner.
written on it that I should be aware of. But okay, deeply avoiding the falling bowling ball. Let's make our way around the corner.
So standing at the end of whatever this thing is that's ringing the room, nearest to the door that you initially came in is a plain but incredibly clean and polished white marble pedestal, sitting roughly at waist height. Sitting on top of it appears to be a large hinged glass cloche, which is currently sitting open. In the center of the pedestal is a small rectangular etching in the surface, along with the words, "Place here." You notice that sitting beside the pedestal are 4 out-of-place objects. Specifically, there are 4 cards with numbers on them. And the numbers on the cards read 1778, 1907, 1925, and 1962.
I think these are special years.
I do
in
think
the
they're going to be
history
special years
Jeep.
of scientific invention. Do you know anything specifically from these years just off the top of your head?
1778.
Uh-huh.
First fleet?
Not too bad. I want to say that 1770s is like oxygen time.
Yeah, it could be.
But
when they discovered GPM.
when they invented oxygen.
When was it was first fleet? 1778?
It's around then.
Right? Am I going crazy? I should know my-
1788, sorry. No,
1788. That's why it
I know
didn't
that.
feel right.
Yep.
1907.
1907.
They invented cars. That's when Benz invented the car.
Yep, makes sense.
1925.
That's when they reinvented the car.
That's when Johnny Jeep was born. 1962 is when he invented the Jeep.
Amazing.
I'm pretty sure we had Jeeps before that, but that's fine. Okay, so we have to place something here.
I hope this is true. I like rooms that incorporate, even if it's not something that we need. It's not trivia that we need to solve the room. I like being given the opportunity. All right, well, I don't see
that's a
anything
pedestal.
necessarily to do with that thus far.
Let's keep looking. What do you want to look at?
Unless, well, I mean,
What are you going to do with this pedestal?
well,
Just place the cards and see what happens?
exactly. We
mess
don't know
around?
how much magic is involved here. What if we place the 1925 card and we get transported to 1925?
Let's put 1925
Oh, God.
on
That's okay.
inside the
1925 is
hinged
great.
cloche
Yeah, people seemed happy.
and pull it down and see what happens.
You place the card, nothing happens. You
Okay.
actually go to move the glass cloche, it does not move.
Okay.
So it's just sort of like hinged up a bit, but won't go up further or down.
More of it appears to be fixed in space.
All right, well, let's keep wandering around. I don't know what
I
to do
think
with this
it's fair
pedestal.
to look at the exit, right? Just keep
Oh
rounding
yeah,
the
that's
corner.
fair. Yeah, okay. We're just following this south wall around this room, so we'll go to the exit door.
I don't have a description so much of an exit, but I do have, you know what, since you're kind of working your way around the room, I will give you another image, specifically the image of what it is that is ringing the room, just so you can see all the walls kind of at once.
Okay.
Ah, okay. So this is sort of like
Oh.
as we go.
Oh.
So if you start on the left wall, directly
Yeah.
to your left when you enter the room, each of those images is roughly a wall's length.
Okay.
Need to draw a mini version of this so I can place everything. There's a lot going on here.
So as we're traveling around the room, we sort of look around at the walls themselves, and we notice that in that place where we started, there's like a high pedestal with a jeep
That gantry
and
sort
some
of thing.
and some.
Oh, that's a gantry. Thank you very much.
I watch MasterChef. I know that word.
That's true. A bunch of encyclopedias, a bowling ball, as described at the start. The bowling ball will fall and hit
A bit of
there's
floor.
A bit of floor. There's like a big illustration of where it would hit. Next to that, however, we see 3 bowling pins tied to a rope
With,
with
a
a skateboard next to
beside
it.
them.
Now, picture 2 as we continue along. There's the flamethrower, which is pointing
Quite
towards,
precariously near a rope.
but not quite touching the rope. Above which there's like a hitch that is with a rope that connects to a box that's weighted down with a big heavy weight, which presumably if that rope were to burn, that weight would be detached from the rope and the kettle would fall. The kettle would pour into a glass container that is measuring maybe the heat of water. As we pour a boiling kettle in, it will heat that up. And then that temperature gauge is attached to another rope that'll pull and set off.
Make some
and
electricity happen.
Turn on a generator that'll power
No,
a
that's
cannon.
not just a generator. What is that? That's got those.
Oh, where the
thingies at
lightning
the
goes
top.
up to the top.
Zip.
Then there's a precariously placed Jeep cannon
On
that is
top
going
of
to.
On top of Pride Rock.
And there's Pride Rock with a Jeep cannon on it.
I'm glad you identified it as a Jeep cannon because that's exactly what it's supposed to be. A Jeep-shaped cannon.
It's a cannon that's shaped like a Jeep. It fires to hit a target. The target will move and high-five a baseball bat. Meanwhile, the target is also on a safe. It'll high-five a hand that is attached to a baseball bat that'll hit a volleyball that'll go down a giant spring. That's only picture 3 out of 5. The spring at the bottom will make a hand hit a train covered in what don't look like Jeeps.
No, they're Jeep Cherokees.
Presumably.
I think those are Honda Odysseys. It'll hit the train, push it into a box. The box will close and a knife will stab a balloon that will drop
Liquid.
beans into
White
a...
oblate spheroids, possibly candy, but they didn't pay to be in this room, so they don't get mentioned.
Understood.
Those are cannellini beans.
Oh, I see what we're talking about. And because those white spheroidal candies are going to go down a tube until they go into the mysterious brown liquid bottle.
The
Yeah,
dark
so
brown
there's
liquid that
Mentos-
may or may not be a particular diet soda, but which also did not pay to be in this room, so they also do not get a brand mention.
Naturally.
Goes into Coke, and then that will fire at a plane.
Oh yeah,
says-
that's rocket fuel. We get or jet fuel. We get
It's
that.
Fly This Airline branded plane. It will then fly down a spring, and it will hit. Now, is that the pedestal that we saw before?
That is the pedestal that you saw before.
So it'll hit a stick that is attached to the top of this glass cloche. But in the picture, this is closed, but in our reality,
no.
it's slightly open, right?
That
It
cloche-
is, yes. Also, you were asking about the exit door. It actually happens to be in that fifth image, yes.
It's fully bricked up. It's a completely it's just a brick wall that in the shape of a door.
Very pretty bricks.
Now, did you notice
there
one
was
other thing
one
about this whole
more.
thing?
There was one more door.
There's
Oh, the
another
original door was there.
Oh, the original
I
door.
did-
Yeah, we haven't checked that yet. But there's also one other thing about this Rube Goldberg machine. Now, it looks to me like the issue, like at the start, right? It's kind of like there's something missing because the bowling ball is going to fall and hit the ground.
Yeah.
and nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not hitting.
And is that
any
what
of that
has
stuff.
been going on? Like, it's been resetting itself, right?
Mm.
Is it still doing that? The Jeep is hitting the books?
It is. That's exactly
And
what
the
it's
ball
doing.
keeps halting just before it hits the ground.
sad.
And
So
then
there's a missing
reversing.
object there for the ball to, like, get this...
We need some
to
sort
get
of.
the
We need a
ball
little
rolling.
trampoline
I think
or
the
something
word
for
that
it.
I would use is it is conspicuously missing.
Mm.
There is
Yeah.
something conspicuously missing there. And as you kind of look around the room, those spots that are similar to that, you can tell.
There are
just
occasional
intuition.
missing bits.
Yeah, there's something not like you don't have enough of a memory of the room when you were here before to like instinctually know what's supposed to be there, but you know something's not right with the setup.
Okay, so there are a couple of missing bits here and there.
Yes. It looks like, there's a missing spot right where the bowling ball falls. There's something missing on top of the skateboard.
Yeah.
There's something missing where that high five hand
I thought that was
is.
just a really dynamic high five.
And there's something missing on the top of the cloche.
Okay. I couldn't help but notice that we see lights.
Yes.
We see a lot of lights in all of these images.
In number 1, there is a red light, then a green light, then a blue light. In number 2, there is a red light, then a red light, then a blue light. In number 3, there is a blue light, then a red light, then a blue light. In number 4, there's a green light, then a red light, then a yellow light. And in number 5, there's a green light, then a red light, then a blue light.
I feel I should draw roughly in the
Now,
room where those
that is
are.
just going left to right, which is almost always the case, I think, for this Rube Goldberg machine. But at the end here, it could be that it goes green, then it goes all the way across to blue, where there's the cloche, and then that opens red, the doors. We can try it left to right.
So in the directional lock.
In the directional lock.
Red, blue, yellow, green, clockwise. So that would be up, left, right, up, right, right, up, right, left, up, down, left, up, right.
You pull on the lock and it does not budge.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we could solve it
Okay.
in terms of the order that things would happen.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but like, I think for the first one, it's correct. It goes red, then green, then blue.
Fair enough.
Jeep hits bowling ball, hits the stuff happening with the skateboard.
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Really depends what goes on the skateboard. 'Cause
Yeah,
that could be what
'cause-
activates the flamethrower.
like the second one, kind of looks like it would be flamethrower, then block, then kettle
Yeah, that
pouring.
seems
So
like
that's
it would be
fine.
in
Okay,
order.
red, blue. Then the next one, the next one's pretty much
Still
in
looks
order
in
as well.
order.
Blue, then red, then blue. But then number 4, I think would go green,
Then
then
yellow,
then red, because the knife in yellow hits back at the balloon in red. It goes backwards. So, that's green,
Yep.
yellow, red. And then for number 5, I think it would go green for the
blue, red.
plane, all the way over to blue for the cloche, then back to red to open the door.
Okay.
So it's just the last ones that are out of order.
Yeah.
If we tried the same lock with that change in order, would that work?
Nope.
Cool. All right. I just wanted to try it, just because there are ones that look like they're out of order. So I wanted to try it that way. Okay, cool. All right, Danny, what would you like to... Would you like to look at the flamethrower?
I think it's fair.
So you step forward to investigate this flamethrower. It's odd. It's not hot. You stick your hand in the flames experimentally and nothing.
Oh, okay.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
'Cause it
there's
feels
a flamethrower
cold.
here. It doesn't feel hot. Let's stick our hand inside.
I'd do it.
I think I would be off-put enough by a cold flamethrower. If I couldn't feel that
Yeah.
fire, I would be upset.
But then you try to take it off the wall and it also doesn't move.
Okay.
All right. So we might need to either redirect it so that it's actually hitting what it's supposed to hit, or make it hot. How much should we be investigating every individual element of this Rube Goldberg
Not necessarily.
machine?
I will say there is at least one element that is worth investigating, but I would not say exhaustive investigation is important
cool.
here necessarily.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
the thing to investigate is fairly obvious.
The safe, maybe?
Yeah, can we have a look at that safe on wall number 3?
The safe appears to be part of the Rube Goldberg device itself. It is large, it is metal, and it is probably incredibly heavy. But that is a little bit difficult to tell for certain, as it's attached to the other end of the arm holding a large red and white target. It does appear to be locked, and it appears to be locked by a 3-character letter lock. And you kind of give a scroll, and If you could see, it's one of the old timey. So it's got all 26 letters around it, and when you
Nice.
put one in, it like
Lefty,
locks it in.
Gotcha.
Cool. All right.
Okay. I suppose we've got to look at these tubes and plinths.
Why don't we have a look? No, I don't want to look at the tubes and plinths.
What?
No, I want to go around and have a look at the frames in the aquarium.
You're
and
right.
things.
There's still stuff on the
Can we go and have a look in the bottom right of our map at this wooden frame?
In the southeast corner of the room is a large wooden frame. It must be one of those avant-garde art pieces, though, because the frame itself is empty, save for a thin film of a slightly silvery something. It is hard to the touch, but it is smooth. Much like the rest of the room, it feels like something might be missing here. There's just like a large ovoid wooden frame.
Okay, lots of missing items, but not yet any items that are in their wrong place that we could put in the
for those
correct
cards.
place. Except for the cards, maybe. Okay, cool. And then
There were 4 cards and 4 missing spots in our thingy thing.
Ah,
In our Rube Goldberg machine. Really need to find out what was invented in those years.
Invented in 1778 was the
Oxygen.
skateboard.
That's what we need for the flamethrower.
You're right. Okay. Can we have a look in the top right at this aquarium, which feels out of place?
Not only can you examine this, but I've got a picture for you.
All right, let's have a look at this aquarium. All right, for people at home, you can also have a look at this aquarium in the show notes below. Danny, it's
Ooh.
another lungfish. There are lungfish everywhere.
Curious.
There's too many lungfish in this room.
Huh.
All right. So we have a picture of an aquarium. It's locked. There's a key lock on the top right of it, keeping it closed. Inside, we see a big longfish, a little fish, a little scuba diver, some seaweed, a sandcastle, and a tiny
We'll
chest.
close your chest.
And it's got something written at the bottom.
This lungfish was named Wigglytuff by the children of Ms. Dawson's class of 4th graders in Darwin.
All right.
Yep. So as you can see, this tank is decorated sparsely so as to give the most angles for viewing. But there are a few things. Luckily for you, you realize that the two of you are safe. This lungfish came unarmed. The tank is out of shells.
I love it.
As you approach the aquarium, you see that clustered around the tank are 4 well-dressed gentlemen.
What?
At least you think they're men until you get closer and realize that they are made out of wood. These are mannequins. They look sheepishly at you as you eye them, and one of them speaks up.
What?
Bill, would you like to do some character work?
Sure, give me a script.
This room became a lot scarier.
Pardon me, but who are you exactly? And furthermore, who are they?
He gestures to the other 3 wooden mannequin men.
I'm Gregor Mendel. Oh, sorry, that's a different one. Let me fix it up. I'm Gregor Mendel.
Exclaims one of them.
Yeah, and I'm Dmitri Mendeleev.
Shouts another. A third pushes forward.
Enough of this! I am Niels Bohr, and that is Carl Linnaeus. Now, where in the devil are we supposed to be?
Do you remember your Mendel voice?
No.
Do you want
I
to
know.
retake your I'm Gregor Mendel?
It's fine. I know.
Interjects Mendel.
We were on the plinths, but I don't remember who was where, or with what, or why, or where that other fellow went.
Ah,
He looks dejectedly and Linnaeus pats him on the back.
one of
Okay.
them's driving the Jeep, isn't he?
Hold on. So we got a bunch of people. We got a Gregor Mendel, we've got a Dmitri Mendeleev, we've got a Niels Bohr, we've got a Carl Linnaeus,
And a missing one.
and a missing secret extra, and Jonathan Jeep.
Shall we go through everything we know about these people so far?
Yeah, what do we know about all these people so far?
All right. So Gregor Mendel, Priestman Pea Plants,
Priestman Pea Plant.
genetic inheritance.
Yeah, he's the guy. You know when you've seen one of those little tables where he's like, blue
Punnett
peas
Square,
and brown
made
peas
famous
make blue
by
peas.
the episode Goats, Goats, Goats.
Yeah, if you listen to Goats, you know all about Gregor Mendel. So we
It's
got
almost
Mendel.
like that's why I messaged you in a small panic when I found out that your room was based on genetics.
Dmitri Mendeleev. Mendeleev did
Periodic
table,
table.
right? Also,
To the bane of high school science students everywhere that there's a Mendel and a Mendeleev.
yeah, it's incredibly confusing. And they both made tables. One of them a little bit more complicated than the other.
All right. Niels Bohr.
Niels Bohr had the model of the atom, I think. I think one of
probably
our,
one
at least
of them.
one of our
Yeah.
kind of classic models of an atom.
That's
Niels
fair.
Bohr.
I tend to go Niels Bohr. That's like World War II era physics. I don't know what he was doing,
I think he did atomic modeling.
but that's fair. He was the one who had his Nobel Prize melted down to hide it from the Nazis, wasn't he?
Oh, they all did
Not
that.
melted down. He had
dissolved,
it,
sorry.
dissolved. Yeah, dissolved
Yes.
into a solution and then reconstituted.
Yep.
And then Carl Linnaeus is
Carlos Linnaeus.
taxonomy stuff,
That's
right?
what I want to say. I want to call him the father of taxonomy. All right, we on to the plinths.
Yes, let's go to these plinths.
5 plinths are equally spaced around the mass of tubes in the center of the room. Each of the plinths has a desk with a small stand for a flag, a chair, and a chalkboard, but is otherwise decorated differently. The first plinth has a detailed diagram of the skeletal structure of what looks like a squirrel, and on the desk is an articulated squirrel skeleton. Now, that's articulated, Bill, not articulate, so unfortunately this one does not speak.
Damn.
But as you look at it, Danny, it does cock its head up at you and sit up.
Oh, okay.
The next has a rack of test tubes on the desk, and the flag stand has a small Russian flag.
All right, Mendeleev.
The placard on that plinth reads 1884 or 1884. The next plinth has a potted plant on the desk, some sort of creeper based on the tendrils climbing up the stick planted in the dirt. And the next has a Newton's cradle, just click-clacking away. Now, the last plinth is fairly troubling, honestly. The desk itself is strewn with papers. Strange occult symbols you haven't seen before cover nearly every inch of surface. A small crate of materials and weird instruments sits tucked under the desk. And on each of the plinths, with the exception of the one that I mentioned, there is an empty placard.
So they've got so we need to put the dates associated with these other
yeah.
four. And also, do we need to fill in the flags? Do they all have a flag and only one of them was actually a Russian flag? The rest were nothing, or?
No, the others don't have any flags.
Okay.
There appears to be one of those little flag holders on each of the
could have
desks.
been a flag,
But
but
only
Okay.
one of them has a flag in it.
So there's only one flag. There's only one date. We have our 4 other dates. We found them. 1778 would be Linnaeus. 1907 would be Mendel. 1925 would be Bohr, and 1962 would be
Is
this
that
occult
when
freak.
Mendel was? Good.
I don't know. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. I'm just going by vibes. He's got a real 1907 vibe, Mendel. And we'll need to get their flags. And what was it? So one of them had a squirrel skeleton, but not a flag or a placard.
Correct.
Wild, gross. And the squirrel skeleton is alive and looking at us and being a little
Yeah.
creep.
Yeah, it's like, now that Danny's paying attention to it, it's like happily scampering around the desk. It almost feels like fan service, but in a good way.
I'm gonna feel so bad when I turn around. How am I supposed to turn away from it now?
All right, well, can we take our 4 guys? Can we sit Linnaeus at the squirrel plinth?
Mm-hmm.
Can we sit Mendeleev at the Russian test tube plinth?
As you do, Mendeleev says, I mean, we don't know exactly where we're supposed to be, but we do know some things if you...
No.
Like
We'll chat with you later.
Some in-room material.
No. We got this. Don't worry about it. You sit here.
We know you better than you know yourself.
You sit here, Mendeleev. You're the Russian guy who did the test tubes. Sit down.
If we're wrong, we'll figure it out later, and we'll figure out which one of you is the occultist.
Yeah, we'll do. No, that's the missing one.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know everything about Niels Bohr's private life.
We'll find out. And can we sit Mendel at his plant desk, because he did pea plants?
Okay.
Can we sit Niels Bohr at the Newton's cradle desk? He's a physicist guy.
Sure, probably.
And that's it. That's the 4 of them.
I have a series of clues for you guys.
I don't need the clues. I can solve these scientists as much as I want. So we'll sit them all down.
Just for a quick blurb for the beginning of the show. So one thing I really love in escape rooms is when you don't need to bring any outside knowledge.
Absolutely. I understand. I fully believe and trust that there is no outside knowledge required for
Of
this.
course it isn't required, but we got it, so we're
But
sitting them
it's
down.
fun.
I would argue that people that bring in knowledge from outside the room and break puzzles on purpose because it's fun, those are the worst sort of people, aren't they, Bill?
You shouldn't have put it. You shouldn't have made this. I know these
This
guys.
is the curse of it being science.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm happy to hear what the clues are.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to send you some things then.
Fine, send us these clues.
Oh, we've got a nice logic grid.
We have a logic grid. Okay, great. We can solve. Let's solve the rest of our facts about these people.
Oh, that's nice. It's in a format that you can actually use. And we've got some, presumably, our mannequins are arguing with each other.
Yes, between them, these are the facts that they are able to agree on.
You know what? We do need to do this because this will give us some clues about our mystery person.
Yes, and of course, I'm not sure of all the years, even though I might have got them right, and I'm not sure of all the countries either. So what do we got? We have the following 9 facts. Danny, you want to swap off as we go?
Sure. So the chemist does not share the first letter of their first name with either their field or their country. So chemist is not Carl Linnaeus.
Cool. All right. X on Carl Linnaeus.
And we get to find out, like, clue number 2 says the biologist and geneticist died in different centuries. We're talking death dates.
Fun.
That's very informative.
Wonderful. The alchemist died in 1925 outside of Western Europe.
Okay, you can mark some of that.
I trust you know what qualifies as Western Europe, unlike some of the people that did my playtests.
Okay, so 7...
And some of the people who designed the room.
So 1925 as a death date, it does associate with the alchemist, right?
Yep, make that an O.
Alchemy, O, which means it's not biology or chemistry or genetics or physics.
And outside of Western Europe. So...
So it's not Austria, which is Western Europe.
I think that Austria still counts as Western.
Denmark, I feel, is
Pretty
on the border.
Western.
I feel like that's
what?
like...
How is that more on the border than
No.
Austria?
I don't know. It's because,
I would argue
because I
that this
wouldn't
is
call
ruling out
Sweden.
Austria, Denmark, Sweden.
You think Sweden's Western Europe?
I think it's basically, yes. It's
Not Eastern Europe. It's Scandinavia. It feels like
Yeah,
it's the same
look,
thing.
if Northern Europe wants to classify itself differently, but I classify Europe as Eastern, Western with some arguable Central. So those are the 3 that I would rule out. How do you feel about that?
Thank you, Danny.
Okay, what else we got? The Austrian died after the Russian, but before the Australian.
Okay.
So the Austrian was neither the first nor the last to die.
Sure. So we can go for Austria is not 1778, and it's also not 1962. We also know it's not 1925 because of our last.
Sure.
Great.
Okay, we can also say the Russian can't be last and the Australian can't be first.
Because the Austrian died after the Russian. Okay, so Russia is not 1962.
And Australia is not 1778, which is
Australia
reasonable.
It's not 1778.
Ain't no one being called an Australian in 1778 in this sort of European science field.
All right, where were we? The scientist who died in 1778 did not study chemistry, physics, or alchemy.
Great.
So 1778 is not chemistry, physics, and we already know it's not alchemy.
Yep, we've got that confirmed already. Lovely. Next one. The last letter of the physicist's surname is the same as the first letter of the chemist's country. Okay, hang on.
There's no country that starts with V, so we know Dmitry Mendeleev is not the physicist, right?
Makes sense. Wait, yeah, country.
Because, yeah.
Yep. Okay, fair.
But physics is not Dmitry Mendeleev. There's also no country that starts with L, so physics is not Gregor Mendel. We already know these facts, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So it could be Niels Bohr. It could
Yeah,
be
the others
Carl
are fine.
Linnaeus.
Gregor Mendel died 23 years after the Russian. So first things first, Mendel, not Russian.
Great. So Mendel, not Russia.
And also, let's start looking at time differences. 1778 to 1884. My understanding of numbers is that that's more than 23 years.
Great. So we know that this is Mendel, right? Well, he can't have died 23 years after the Russian if he died in 1778.
Oh, sorry, I see what you mean.
And he
Yep,
can't have
I
died
forgot it was
23 years
after.
because 1884 is not 23 years after another date.
1907 looks pretty promising for 23 years after another one.
Nice. Yeah, 1925 is not 23 years after anything. 1962 is not 23 years after anything.
Looks good.
So we know that Gregor Mendel died in 1907.
I believe that. And we can also say 1907 was not Russian nor physics.
Why not physics?
Because we already know that Mendel isn't physics.
Oh, great. And we also know that the Russian is 1884.
Ooh, that's going to help us. Which tells us that 1925 is Australia.
Yes, 1925 is Australia.
Makes some amount of sense.
We also now know that Austria is 1907.
So
And it's
toss
between
up for
Sweden and Denmark as to
Sweden.
who's first and last.
All right. We now know that alchemy was 1925, so alchemy's Australia.
Alchemy was 1925, was it? Is that true?
That's what we got.
Great. So alchemy is Australia.
So yeah, we can now put Mendel as Austria.
Mendel is Austria. Yes, Mendel is Austria. Okay.
And also that Russia is not alchemy, but we know that.
And because Mendel is 1907, we also know he's not alchemy as well.
Fair. Last clue that we definitely haven't looked at.
Yep.
Of Niels Bohr and Carl Linnaeus, one died last and the other was a Swede.
What's fun about that is we know that Sweden is not died last, which means Sweden must be died first,
Amazing.
because that's the only options. So we now know that Sweden died first, Denmark died last.
Now, I know which one of those is Danish, but let's prove it.
Okay.
Oh, I assume we're talking Russian flag and test tubes.
Yes, so we know that chemistry is also Russia
1884.
and 1884. We know that chemistry is 1884.
That's crafty. Putting things outside the logic puzzle into the logic puzzle.
Look, we now have physics is 1962.
Yep.
Uh,
And
which-
Denmark.
and physics is also Denmark because Denmark is 1962.
Okay, let's go back to some of the first things. Like the chemist does not share their first name with either field or the country. Do we have who the chemist is at this point?
In the logic puzzle, no.
Okay, so let's make sure that we can make that happen. So we know that the chemist doesn't start with C, which
yes,
we had,
so Carl
but
Linnaeus
also
is not the chemist. Oh, we know that chemistry is Russia.
if we know the chemist is Russian and we know that Mendel is not Russian, he can't be a chemist.
Cool.
Biologist and geneticist died in different centuries. Have we used that one?
We don't know who the biologist or the geneticist are, but we know that
Well, yeah, they definitely
that
died. in
Mendel
different
has to be the
centuries.
biologist or the geneticist. I mean, we know he's the geneticist, but
We know. Oh, we still have the Austrian died after the Russian, but before the Australian. Can that help us in?
we have Austrian already dying. We've got that locked in. That Austrian dies in 1907. Russian died in 1884. Australian was 1925. So yeah, I think that all makes sense.
We can just based on ones we've already got, cross out Denmark, Mendeleev. All right, okay. How about this one again? Oh, the Austrian scientist studied genetics and died after
Oh, we
the
just didn't read
chemist.
that one. Okay.
Yep, just completely skimmed that one. We're methodical in a way.
So Austria is genetics,
Thank you, Mendel.
which makes Mendel genetics, which also makes Sweden biology.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Themselves.
1907 was genetics, did
Yep.
you say? Great. Which makes biology 1778.
Mhm.
We now have like the kind of the whole column for people is basically unfilled. Physics is one of 3 people, right?
And the last letter of the physicist's surname is the same as the first letter of the chemist's country.
Do we know the chemist now?
We
No.
we know the chemist's country is Russia.
Okay, great.
So the last letter of the physicist's surname is R.
It's R. So that's got to
That's Bohr.
be Niels Bohr. Great. So Niels Bohr is the physicist. Again, this was easier when we just solved it with our own facts. We already solved this puzzle.
Now, I will say, there is one name you don't know.
It's
Ah,
true, yeah.
Yep, you're right. So we can't do anything about names. Let's.
Oh,
take all
you're
that back.
right.
Okay, so
Forgot about that part.
we know that Carl Linnaeus can't be a physicist.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
We know
Russian.
that Linnaeus can't be alchemy because alchemy is the Australian who died in 1925, but we know that Carl Linnaeus either died
yes.
last or was a Swede.
So biology is Carl Linnaeus. And then going across, we know that no one else is a biologist.
Excellent. And we know stuff like biology was 1778, so we can say that Linnaeus was 1778.
Biology.
We can finally start filling in the top left of this grid.
Biology is 1778. So Linnaeus, who's the biologist, is 1778.
And now we can fully use that last clue because we know when Linnaeus died.
Of Niels Bohr and Carl Linnaeus, one died last, and the other was a Swede. So Carl Linnaeus
Must
is
be the Swede.
Swede, and then the other died last. So
Niels Bohr died in 1962.
Which also means that what do we know about 1962?
Denmark physics.
Denmark and physics. So that makes him Denmark, and it makes him physics, which means the other people are not physics, and the other people are not Denmark. Does that leave us with anything else to lock in?
We can cross that.
Yeah. So we know that there's this thing between Australians, Russians, alchemy, chemistry.
We know, yeah, okay. All we need to do
Australia
is
is
prove that
alchemy.
Mendeleev is Russian.
Do we?
Yes, we know that Gregor Mendel died 23 years after the Russian. Therefore, 1884 is the Russian.
Okay, so 1884, which we already know is Russia.
No, but we don't have that.
What do we... Okay.
Which one can we use to prove this? We know it. We just need to prove it.
We know that 1925 is alchemy and Australia. So whoever is born in 1925
Died.
is also Australia. Died, and an alchemist.
Yep.
We know that 1884 is chemistry and Russia.
Yep.
So we know whoever's 1884 is also chemistry and Russia. That's fine. That's what we have left in these X's that we have all over our map. The Austrian died after the Russian,
Yes.
but before the Australian.
No, maybe. Hold on.
Yeah, so we know that the
Austrian
so we know that
geneticist-
Russian has to be before Australia, right?
Yes.
Which we already have. We already know the dates.
But, what about the chemist's country? We know that the chemist's country is Russia. But wait, last letter of the physicist. We now know the physicist. No, but we know that.
Yeah, we already know that. That's fine.
That's the wrong way around. It is fascinating because it's so clear that his name is Mendeleev. He's the Russian. It can just be like hey, let's try taking him to the desk and see if he likes it there.
So I think we're left with this situation where
We've got
need
either
to
the
know,
unknown or the Mendeleev.
Yeah, is either the chemist and we know that Mendeleev is a chemist.
We have, we know that, but we have a table of Russian chemistry. Can we just ask Mannequin Mendeleev?
Yeah, can we just put him at the table and be like,
Just
you
say,
happy
hey
here?
man, pretty sure this is yours. How do you feel?
I mean, he puts his hands in his pocket and says, I guess. And he kind of pats his pocket and pulls something out and hands it to you.
What?
It appears to be a periodic table of elements.
Yeah, man. This is you.
Oh, cool. This is like we should have searched the things for extra clues.
I didn't consider searching their bodies.
It's all right because we already kind of knew he was we knew he was the chemist anyway. So we just delayed our own thing. Great. So
Amazing.
Mendeleev is a chemist.
That gives us our last little bit. He's Russian. He died in 1884. And we've got this mysterious Australian lying around somewhere. Oh god, it's Eve, isn't it?
Oh no.
This lore is building. Okay, great. So we've got that filled out. Okay, so let's take Linnaeus, who is our biologist. Take him to plant table.
Sure.
As was always the plan. We'll take Bohr to the Newton's cradle. We'll take Linnaeus over to the squirrel.
Didn't you just put Linnaeus at the plant table?
I meant Mendel. Words. All right. And for you, mysterious alchemist Australian, we'll get to you wherever you are.
Nice. And we can put the dates on these as well.
Yes, you're right. We can. We can take those cards
Yes. So we can put 1778.
with Linnaeus and the squirrel.
Yep. We can put 1907 with Mendel. We can put 1925 on our secret alchemist table.
And 1962 on the
1962.
physics table.
On Niels Bohr's physics table. So we still need flags.
We
and
did
we
get
still
an
need
image of that periodic table, should we want it, or should there be anything exciting
did
about
we?
it, I believe. Well, we got an image. I assume that's what it was. Great. So that'll help us identify some of those elements, should we have needed it.
All right. So we've got the people at the right desks other than our missing person. We have all of our dates in the right desks.
Great.
We only have one flag correct because we don't have all the other flags.
Yes, this is true.
Okay.
All right, we've got to look at the tubes. We still haven't looked at the
Yeah,
tubes.
let's have
We've
a look at
spent
the
so much
tubes.
time on that.
You have managed to avoid looking at those tubes for so long.
Let's get to them.
Dominating the center of the room is an enormous forest of crisscrossing gray pipes. They weave in and out of one another in a pattern that defies rhyme or reason. As you approach the pipe maze from the west, you see the opening of a large pipe, easily a meter wide, high above your heads, out of reach. When you walk around to the east side of the pipe maze, you find two vertically positioned tubes side by side with hatches built into them. The left hatch is labeled with a down arrow, and the right labeled with an up arrow. There appears to be something inside the hatch on the right. In between the hatches is an enormous, unlabeled green button.
Can we open the hatches?
Yeah, you look into the left one. The hatches, they're about a foot in length and hinged. Behind the down arrow hatch is empty. But behind the up arrow hatch, you find a metal capsule. The kind you might find in a pneumatic tube at a bank or at a very old department store.
Oh, okay.
The door of the capsule is engraved with the word Oboma in fancy lettering, accompanied by a Circle R registered trademark symbol. Inside the capsule is a long white ribbon and a bundle of flags.
Ooh, flag.
And the bundle of flags you find just so happens to be an Australian flag, an Austrian flag, a Danish flag, and a Swedish flag.
Well, that's a relief.
Okay, well, first of all, let's just place our flags.
Yes, let's do that first.
So we'll place the Australian flag with the Alchemist 1925. Place the Austrian flag with Gregor Mendel over at the Genetics
1907
table. Put the Denmark flag with Niels Bohr in the Physics 1962 table. Put the Russian flag, is already there. We'll do the Swedish flag with Carl Linnaeus at the biology table.
And as you place the last flag, the placards begin to turn over one by one, revealing their names.
Yay.
The 1778 flips over and becomes C.N. Linnaeus.
Okay.
1884, D.I. Mendeleev. 1907, G.J. Mendel. 1962, N.H.D. Bohr. And the final one, the 1925, it turns over to read A.R. Graves.
Is that the museum been named? What was the name we got right at the start?
Albert
Graves?
It might have been.
I think it was.
Oh, okay.
The scientists are overjoyed to be home, and they rush to go through their pockets with actual care. Linnaeus and Bohr each give you a ribbon, and Mendel hands you a chart.
Ooh.
And as you take these gifts, your hands brush against theirs for a moment, and you shudder. Wooden hands feel weird, to say the least.
Close that. Let's see what we're getting. I'm curious about these ribbons.
The ribbon
Ooh.
that we got from before is... So this is from the Oboma tube. It looks like a genetic sequence.
It certainly does. It's written in sort of gold.
AUGGG AGC AUC CUC GUGA.
I think that's the noise a Jeep makes.
Yeah. Oh, go.
And actually, as you examine them more closely, you notice that on the back, there's actually a watermark that reads OMA, and then the registered symbol. Oboma, Oboma, Obom. In fact, there is no significance as to where it cuts off on either end. That just appears to be how long the ribbon is.
Okay.
You have multiple ribbons you kind of check, and they all have that similar repeating sequence of Oboma, 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 but they all are cut off at random spots.
Does it feel like we can sort of put them in some sort of order, like they were one piece that was cut into several pieces?
You play around with it, and yeah, actually, when you put two ends of ribbon together, they join together seamlessly. And
Nice.
just to give it a test, you give it a little tug, and they separate right back.
Fair. All right, so we can order these, should we need to.
Though you say these,
Oh,
we have one piece of ribbon, right? Am I going crazy?
No,
Well,
you
we
have
had-
multiple at this point. There's a new link with what was in the scientists' pockets.
Oh, so they had more. I didn't realize they had more.
Yeah.
Sorry. So some of them had these as well.
Okay, so yet one of the scientists has a similar but much shorter one, AUGAU, AUGUGUGCAA for another one.
Okay. So we have 3 strands.
All right, and this other thing, we were given a chart of some sort, and oh goodness, this is complex.
This is from Mendel, but this is 4 colors. This is a red, a green, a blue, and a yellow. These are the colors on our
Yes.
directional lock. So where we start from, you would then so you get in the middle, right? You have AGUC, and then they have a ring where each of those letters has a follow-up
It's
series
sort of like
of
a
4
4-layer
letters.
code wheel.
So we can turn a sequence of 3 of these letters, the A's, the G's, the U's, the C's, into
a new letter?
a new alphabetical letter. So, for example, if we had something that said GCA, we would go start at G, then go to the C section, then go to the A section, and we'd end up with an A.
Final letter.
In fact,
of A.
anything that goes GC something will always end up as an A, because all 4 of C's responses
That is
turn
often
into
how
A.
genes work in their triplets. The last one is the least important, so it can
But that
often
is
go
not
to
always
something
true. For
identical.
example, if it was GA, we would have to check if it's GAU or GAC goes to D, but GAA or GAG goes to E. So there is separation sometimes based on that final section.
Yeah,
this feels like we need to sequence
surprisingly solid.
the,
It's DNA sequencing.
the stuff that we've been given on those pieces of paper, but also it's also the same colors as the 4-directional lock. So there's a chance we also have to put these sequences
Maybe we'll be told
into
something.
the directional lock. So that's kind of
All right. How many things can you have open in front of us at once?
How many things do you want?
I want this and all of our ribbons. I
Okay.
don't know if that's possible.
One of these ribbons is AUG, AUG, AU.
Yeah. We know that they would connect. They've been cut.
That's true. That's true. There's one that says start or M.
Now, that would be like following, say, AUG.
Yeah.
All 3 that we have do start with AUG.
Okay, so they all start with the start.
A few different stops as well.
Yeah, there's a UAA would be a stop, UAG would be a stop, and UGA would be a stop.
Yeah, only one of ours has a stop thing like that, which is interesting. AUG is start.
Or M.
GGU, please.
GGU is G.
Okay, so it's probably start. UUA.
UUA is L.
GCA.
GCA is A.
UCC.
UCC is S.
And UCG.
UCG
Also S.
is also S.
And then UG is stop. So that says glass.
Okay, so it's not the M at the start, it's just the
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
So that says glass.
That one
But
says
the others are
glass.
unfinished, we know, because they're not lined up into 3, but they both have starts.
They
So
do.
we're hoping for looking for more lines that go to the end of those to make something of a similar length to the one that we had before.
That is my current thought.
Okay.
Are we going to press this green button?
Sure. Let's press the green button.
So just to check, you currently have one of the hatches open, and I guess you technically have the capsule open as well. Did you want to load anything, or did you want to just run it?
Oh.
Did you want to dry fire this baby?
I don't know what it does, so let's just take everything out and or
I
let's
take
just put
a
an empty
coin. I
capsule
take a
in and-
coin from my pocket that I happen to have
And let's see what it
try.
Actually, when you reach in your pockets, you realize you don't have any coins on you. But it's funny you mentioned that, because you did bring some stuff into the room with you.
Hold on. What do I have? Where have I drawn this?
Old notes of what we brought in.
Our passport?
Yeah, let's put our passport in there.
That's fair. So you load the passport up into the capsule, and you close the hatch with the up arrow, and you press the green button, and the machine just whirs to life with the sound of a jet engine powering up. With a whoomph, the capsule is sucked up into the machine. And about 30 seconds later, the steam escapes from a valve above you. Wah, 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 wah. And shortly thereafter, the jet engine winds down again, and there's a soft thunk as the capsule lands behind the hatch with the down arrow.
Okay.
Cool.
So it's
Passport is
try-
wrong.
Yeah, it's
but I don't know
trying
what is right.
something. Yeah. What could we stuff in there? I mean, maybe one of the glass tubes, but
There's 6 of those glass cylinders. I know they had rings to fit in. Do they also fit into this tube?
They do, but you get the sense that they might be more fragile than something that's supposed to go through a pneumatic tube system.
sure.
Okay. We have flags, but they were already in there. I don't think putting them back in would be
I don't
right.
want to put the squirrel in there.
We don't really have anything else. And we can put in the ribbon that says glass, put that into the tube and send it up.
We could try doing that and then try.
Maybe a glass will come out the other end.
That's fair enough, I suppose.
You want to try that?
Yeah,
Yep.
let's just stick that ribbon one back in.
Yeah, so you stick it in, you close the little hatch, and again the machine whirs to life with the sound of a jet engine, and whoop, that capsule sucked right up into the machine. Roughly 5 seconds later, the machine lets out a loud ping.
Okay.
And you hear a rattling as something as it exits the large pipe on the other side of the machine. You also hear a loud smashing sound come from the other side of the tubes. When you go to investigate, you find a large quantity of broken glass on the ground, as well as another ribbon.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You get the feeling that it might have been stuck up in that tube and whatever you
Yeah.
dispensed jostled it loose. Also, whatever you dispensed, a lot of glass involved. If only there was some way for you to press the button and catch the thing.
Oh, yeah, 100%. There's two of us. This also starts with AUG
Okay.
and ends with UAA. Was that a stop?
Yes.
Great. So this might be self-contained.
Okay, let's take a look-see.
So this one starts with a UAG, ends with a UAA, so it looks like that'll be an entire message.
Okay, so we know that AUG is either start or M. AGG.
AGG is R.
GCC.
GCC is A.
AUG we know is probably M. CCC.
CCC is P.
And UAA is stop. That says ramp.
We need a ramp.
Ooh. Which one did we need a ramp for?
I'm not sure, but it's probably a good thing to have as part of that. I can't go back to all those pictures yet. We'll just collect our stuff first.
They're somewhere in our collection.
All right, so first of all, Danny, can you put glass back in and I'll go to the other side and I'll catch the thing before it smashes on the ground?
What do you mean, can I put glass back
Can you
in?
take the piece of paper that says glass, put it back into the tube that goes into the pipes?
Oh, okay.
Press up, and then when the glass is dispensed, I'll catch it on the other end.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yes, let's do that. I'll take that piece of paper that said glass again, and let's try it again, but this time catching it.
Absolutely. The whole rigmarole happens again, and the machine dispenses into Bill's hands a large ovoid piece of glass.
Oh, brilliant. Because we had a frame, a big ovular frame that was missing something.
Oh, lovely. Oh, and I had a silver back, so it's just a mirror.
So now I guess I'll also put in the one that said ramp.
Yeah, and we'll get a ramp.
Let's see what sort of ramp comes out of it.
Yeah, it dispenses a large black curved skateboard ramp.
Beautiful.
Okay.
We got to put that glass in its
Yes,
glass
just
frame.
the glass in the frame will make a mirror.
Yeah, it fits perfectly. This wasn't just art. It was a mirror. Your reflection winks at you, and it also appears to be holding up some sort of ribbon.
I love it.
What is our reflected
Let's
ribbon
see our
say?
reflected ribbon.
So you can't quite make it out because this is clearly an older mirror. It's not perfect, but you can tell that it looks like it has about 10 characters on it. You can't tell what they are necessarily, but you can tell there are 10 characters.
Yeah,
One of these-
the idea of 10 characters existing doesn't really help us a huge amount.
One of the ribbons that we already had was 8.
So that would get us to a multiple of 3.
Exactly. It could be something to do with that. One of our existing ones is also 10 characters, but I don't know what we can do with that.
I mean, is it just an implication that it is that 10 character ribbon but reversed? Which wouldn't even quite be what a mirror does, because the letters would be backwards as well. So I don't think so.
Should we hold up our 10-letter one and
Yeah,
see
we've got a
if that
10-letter
does
ribbon.
anything?
Let's hold that up.
Can we brandish one back at it?
Your reflection shakes their head and brandishes their own ribbon at you.
How about...
Can we just reach in and take the ribbon?
You attempt to, and your reflection blocks your reaching hand with a flat palm.
What do you want from us, friend?
Okay, let's walk away. Let's go back to those cylinders now that we have a periodic table. Maybe that's relevant.
Okay.
I mean, it just helps us know something we already knew, which was what these are.
Sure.
Phosphorus, which is 15. Vanadium, which is 23. We have molybdenum. We already knew these things.
Start out putting the elements in order, like numerical order.
Yeah, sure. We could just go from left to right. The BE, then the C, then the P, then the S.
Then the V, then the
Then
MO.
the V, then the MO.
How does that do for us?
The cylinders fit perfectly, slotting right into the rings, and suddenly they light up from below.
Ooh.
The etching is no longer visible, and they now appear to have different letters on their tops.
Amazing.
You see a G, A, U, A, U.
Is that either a start or a finish, or neither?
A-G-A-U. No, interesting.
So it's a middle. So now we ignore the message completely and we use the colored thing that was to decipher the messages just to get colors associated with the letters, and this is the directional lock.
Okay.
So the answer to, although I guess in 2 series of 3. So we press
You think blue, red, green.
Red, green.
Red,
Red,
green.
green. Oh, they're always the same colors. Blue, red, green, red, green. On our directional lock.
Yeah, you enter right, up, left on the directional lock, and the lab bench springs open.
Okay.
Okay.
Progress.
Inside of that cavernous space, you find 2 ribbons.
Yay.
Okay, 2 more ribbons.
Let's look at them.
So one of the ribbons, Danny, if you want to write it down, it's GUA, GCA, CCA,
and U.
which is not an ending or a beginning, right?
Correct.
And then we've also
So that
got
U could just be the start of an ending.
ACG, AUU, UGG, AA, UAA. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bits. That ends with UAA.
So that could go with our second one that was 10 letters. The AUG, UGU, GCA, and then an A. We could attach that one, and it could make a full one potentially. I
mean,
say we try it out.
It could go to the end of any of them, right?
No, because, well,
Oh, because then they wouldn't line up in terms of groups of 3?
exactly.
Okay, well, let's try that. What's the big long one if those two stuck together?
Let's find out. Okay, so UGU,
C,
GCA.
A,
Okay, now I've got to try to merge them. AAC,
N,
GAU.
D,
I like this. UUG,
L,
and GAAE.
E.
Candle.
Candle.
That worked. They went together.
Okay, can we grab a candle?
So you clip those 2 strands together and you run it through the tube device, and it dispenses a candle, unlit, with a holder. You feel a little bit like Ebenezer Scrooge with this thing.
Great. I think this will go between the... I think this might go on the skateboard, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I think the ramp will go for the bowling ball, so it'll hit the ramp and then hit the pins. Then the candle will go on the skateboard so that it gets lit by the fire, by the flamethrower, and then hits to the rope and lets the rope on fire.
But still, that's safe as well. But
we could also now interpret the lights on the thing from left to right as another sequence of genetic.
oh my god!
Stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't think of that. No. Yes. Wait. How does that work? Oh,
Because
right,
they're
because
colours and
colours.
colours
Oh,
are
okay.
letters.
Okay. Can you?
Do you have the
I've
list
got
of those
those written
lights?
down. Yeah.
Okay. What are they? How many are there?
5 for lots of 3.
Do they start with a start? Do they end with an end?
I have no idea. We've got colours. We don't have letters.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You're right. So what is the first one?
So assuming normal order, red, green, blue.
That is...
That's a start.
That's a start. Great. AUG.
Okay. Red, red, blue.
K.
Ooh, that's weird. BRB.
Blue, red, blue. E.
Okay, now here's where it started getting uncertain, but let's go GRY.
Green, red, yellow, Y. It says key.
That does say key, and I assume green, red, blue as a stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got key. Was that safe low enough that we could reach it?
Yeah, we can interact
Great.
with the safe.
Let's see if we can spin dial the word key into that as a password.
You enter it in, and the lock clicks open. Inside, you find a pamphlet, a small silver key, and another ribbon.
Pamphlet first.
For everyone who's following along at home, you can read this pamphlet yourself. Advanced tips for using your Mark I Obermiser, Oboma ontologies, Oboma tower
there's
building. You made a
there's actual contact info and everything. We make things so you can make things. We got pictures of lots of pipes. They're the world's foremost supplier of object creation equipment. They can make it great. So that tells us what we're dealing with here. It's advanced users who want to make the most out of their Obomizer. Interesting. Health advisory. During standard operation, it emits small amounts of phlogiston, which causes amnesia in trees and other wood-based life forms. Dear God. Oh, no wonder our mannequins were so sad. Aww. Aww.
Oh no.
Those poor
I forgot.
gentlemen.
Missing
right.
letters. The standard
Oh,
ACGU input set can create any object that contains the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, Y.
Okay.
To create objects containing other letters,
If we want to make a B, then use the non-standard input trio YAR. Okay, that's interesting. J, coding for this letter is too complex for the pamphlets here, Appendix A. O is unavailable to human customers. Okay, for bacteria, that's wild. U requires a special made-to-order selenizer attachment to receive one. Send us your product serial number 4 to 6 weeks. X, use the non-standard input trio NNN, and Z, use the non-standard input trio SAY. And you can reuse ribbons.
The edges of the obomizer ribbons use our patented universal magnet system. We saw that earlier. Any two ribbons can be connected edge to edge, making a single longer ribbon than the obomizer can read seamlessly. We recommend that you create a separate ribbon just for the AUG prefix and attach it to every ribbon you insert into the obomizer.
All right, so can we look at this last ribbon that we've just gotten, Billy?
Oh, yes, probably.
Oh, that's a longie.
It says AUG, GGG, AGG, GCU, AAU, GAU, then UAA to stop.
Lovely. Let's translate
And
that,
let's
baby.
Translate that.
Okay, GGG, please.
That's G.
AGG.
Is R.
GCU.
Is A.
AAU.
U is N.
GAU?
GAU is D. What does it say?
Grand.
Grant. Let's put it in and see if something comes out.
Give us 1,000 of something?
Yeah, so you put it in and it dispenses a neat bundle of Labos. Probably $1,000 if you counted it. That's what you guys call 20s, right? Labos? That's what I was told on the internet.
Who is giving you all this information?
The internet. I'm American. I don't know these things. I honestly, for a long time, I thought it was dollary dues because of The Simpsons.
I can see where they get Lobos from, but that is baffling.
Okay. So we got $20,000.
Don't know why we need that at this stage.
Well, we got the key. Let's go to the aquarium and
Yes,
use it.
let's do that.
Yeah, it opens up, no problem.
Can we check if there's something fun in that treasure chest?
You open up the treasure chest, and floating to the surface appears to be an honest-to-God ray gun. You
What?
can tell it's a ray gun. It's got Ray in capital letters on the side. It's the real deal.
It's got Ray in capital letters on the side, does it? Why did I draw a key? I don't know how to draw a gun. Huh.
So Ray is Yar backwards, which is the non-standard input trio for B.
Oh, that's interesting.
So this is Gunb. No, this is Nugb. And we have a mirror which puts things backwards. So a ray gun in a mirror is a B. Okay.
So you're thinking that this ray gun and the reflectiveness are related to each other?
Only because Yar is Ray backwards. It's not Ray reflected.
Then
but
I
it
take
is
the
a Ray
ray gun
backwards.
and I hold it up to the mirror self and just shrug.
It points at the ribbon.
Shoot the ribbon with the gun.
You do that, and a little window, akin to one of those old-timey cash registers. There's a little window on the back of the gun, and a little flag pops up when you try that, and it says invalid target.
Ooh, interesting. Can we just take one of these ribbons that we've already used, like the ramp one? Can we fire the ray gun at that?
You get an invalid target.
Okay.
So I think we have 2 strands left then.
I've got those two next to each other. They are the right numbers to go together. They just don't have an end.
No.
Exactly. Should we just try to see some of what we get now, and then maybe that will help us know what we require, like what's clearly
All right,
missing?
so if we assume that the last 2 strands that we have go together, but don't end, but maybe start, we can see where we're at.
Okay, so the first one starts with AUG, AUG, so presumably start, then M, and then AU something.
I guess G if it continues on.
I don't know if it continues straight on. Like, what are all of our options for things that start with AU?
Okay, our options for things to start with AU, they're all I. They're either, if they're not M, they're I.
Okay. And the second one is 10, which is a good set of numbers to go together. So that's more like the
So we
mirror
do it
one.
backwards because it's... have none of the others been 10? I thought we had one
We
before
did
that
have
was
another 10, but we used it.
Okay, so 110 is just 10. This 10 is maybe a backwards 10. Let's
could
try.
be.
One of the 10s backwards. Last one wasn't. This one might be. So it would start with
think-
UAC. No, it would be... Okay, AUG.
Yeah.
AUG.
Mhm.
AU, and then we do the next one backwards. So we start with U. So it would be AUU. AUU is what is an I. So that's the I from our MI.
Sure.
Then it's ACC, which is T.
Okay.
Then it's ACG,
Yeah.
which is also T. And then it's AUG, which.
Is there an M or a start?
But because it's backwards, that's an
I think
end.
I think you're transposing two of the characters. It should be UAG.
It shouldn't be. 7112 and begins with GUA.
Then that is a typo.
Okay.
Okay.
We can fix that.
I am so sorry about that.
That's okay.
I've
Makes it make more
legitimately
sense, so it's
changed that.
okay.
I've changed that one 4 times, and every time it's the opposite.
Okay. So that's a typo. So it's meant to start with
Great.
GAU.
Okay,
Hopefully
cool.
for people at home, the image you have does start GAU.
That makes sense then, because that's actually a backwards finish.
Because
I love
otherwise,
that.
like forwards or backwards, it doesn't end either way. But this
That's
now
good.
it does. So it spells MIT.
It spells mitt.
All right, we'll put MIT. Can we get a MIT out of the thing?
Thank you, Mirror-self.
So you put those 2 strands in, and you get that wah, 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 wah.
Because it's not currently backwards. It like the strands. One of the strands is backwards. We know that it's backwards, but it doesn't know that it's backwards. Can we shoot
show
that one?
No, we show that to the mirror guy. Maybe.
I want to
the
shoot
correct
it.
one.
So as you hold out this ribbon to the mirror, Bill, your reflection holds out their own. And with shaking hands, you find yourself pressing your own hand against the mirror and finding it yielding. Your hands slip beyond the barrier, and at the same time, your mirror ganger's hand enters your world. You quickly snatch the mirror strand as they do the same, and you both take a step back. It's actually only now that you realize something horrifying. Your reflection is armed. They appear to have some sort of gun on their hip.
How dare you?
Oh, can we also swap that so we get the B gun?
With
And they can have the ray
trepidation,
gun.
you approach the mirror, ray gun in hand, and for a moment you have a standoff with each other. Then your reflection flips their gun in their hand, offering it handle first. Out of courtesy, you do the same, and in a few seconds, the exchange is complete. And you find yourself holding a gun labeled Yar Gun. This must be the kind of gun that pirates use.
Great.
Okay.
So what did Yar make? The letter B?
B. We have a B nug.
Why do we want a B?
Danny, you can't ask that question. You just got to keep moving forward.
Bramp, Bandle, Blast, Brand. What do we want? There's got to be.
I don't know,
can
but
be
we
something.
do have a ramp, a candle, a mitt, and $20,000. Those might be the 4 things that we're missing, because I know at least where 3 of them should go in our Rube Goldberg machine.
Okay.
So, if I go back to the Rube Goldberg machine, number 1,
So-
where the bowling ball is meant to fall, could I please place the skate ramp with the low side pointing towards the Skittles?
Yeah, the ramp slots in exactly where the platform ends. You can almost hear the room hold its breath as it fits into place.
Yeah, now you stay up there for now, bowling ball.
The Jeep stops ramming the books
Thank you.
and reverses back into position with a series of beeps and holds.
Good.
Okay.
You wait.
On the skateboard, could I place the candle, which will get lit by a cold flame and burn the rope? as it
With
goes
no
past?
glue, the candle sticks perfectly to the surface of the skateboard like it belongs there. The machine gives you a near audible sigh.
For the next one, when we place it in place, can we place it just like a couple of millimeters off when we think it is to see if it jolts into place in a good point and click game way?
Purely because the mitt goes on a hand, can we put the mitt on this big baseball catching hand?
As you approach it, the fingers on this wooden hand flex and stretch as you bring the mitt that you definitely totally obomized and definitely didn't forget to do. As you bring the mitt to them, testing their new covering, a new sound comes to your ears, a heartbeat thrumming behind the universe,
Now,
anticipating.
I don't know why we want to put $20,000 on the end of a stick for a plane to crash into. The only last missing symbol is on the top of this cloche.
That doesn't look easy to place $20,000 on.
No. Okay, if they're lobos, we could make them blobos by putting the B on them, and then they'd okay. So that looks like our stopping point. I don't know what to put on the top. I mean, look, can I try and pile $20,000 on top of this stick?
You can. It doesn't work, but you can try.
All
It's,
right.
I will say it's only $1,000. You only rent it through once. You're not
Oh, okay,
greedy
sorry.
like that.
If
I thought you said
we
I had $1,020 notes. Never mind.
if we were to replace the G in grand with the
Brand?
yar, yeah, we can make brand, and maybe it's just a big old Jeep logo. Can I pull our ribbons apart in such a fashion to make that work?
Well, no, we don't have
Oh,
a ribbon for B. We just
well,
have a gun.
can I zap the GGG that would be
Yeah.
a G?
You aim your Yar gun at this strand, and specifically the GGG on the strand. A blast of white light shoots out of the Yar gun and encapsulates the GGG, turning it into the letters YAR.
Nice. Okay.
Okay,
Let's put that in the
we
machine.
put that in the machine to get a brand.
It dispenses a brand. It looks like some sort of cattle brand.
Oh, that sort of brand. I mean, that could fit on top of the stick, right?
Let's see if it fits.
Does it look like it'll sit on top of that cloche stick?
Congratulations, guys! You just activated the finale of the room.
All right.
Although there's still one thing missing.
Oh, is there somewhere? Oh, place here. We put our passport there.
Beautiful, beautiful. As you place the passport into that place here rectangle, the cloche closes down over
Yes.
top of it with a prolonged safety beep, beep, beep. Doors are closing. Please stand clear of the doors. And as you slot that last piece into place, the Jeep rams forward, slipping off of its platform and losing a wheel immediately.
Oh.
Things are not going correctly. That wheel bounces across the room, smashes into the lungfish tank, shattering the glass. That then bounces back and knocks the flamethrower off of the wall. The flamethrower begins spinning around wildly in circles. The wooden mannequins run for their lives as it starts launching fire in every direction. A lick of flame bursts the balloon and sends candy raining everywhere, except, of course, into the bottle. And a shower of flaming sugar rains over the plinths and the obomizer. As he flees, Mendel trips over the train track and that triggers the Jacob's ladder, which lights the cannon fuse. Boar running alongside him knocks the cannon off the cliff, accidentally aiming it at the plane. The plane takes a direct hit, goes spiraling away from the line it's attached to, only to land in the open mitt. The mannequin arm swivels wildly and flies off back across the room to hit the pole holding up the brand, which falls, and with a hiss and a sizzle, it stamps the passport. And much like before, time freezes. The objects in the room reverse themselves, like the bowling ball before, flames extinguishing, tank rebuilding, the wooden mannequins comically bumbling their way back into their positions on the plinths. The obomizer reduced to nothing and popping out of existence to be replaced by a garish inflatable Jeep climbing the words, "Challenge Assumptions." Honestly, as soon as the passages unseal themselves, you're gone. Out the door, only pausing to snatch up your now branded passport. You've got a nibbling to catch.
Oh, boy.
Congratulations, guys. You have completed the room.
We gotta go get Eve. Thanks for listening to Escape This Podcast. Stay tuned for next week's episode where we discuss the escape room we just did with the guest we just had. This podcast is kept afloat by crowdfunding, so if you enjoy the show, why not support it on Patreon? There's weekly bonus audio for our $5 donors, monthly videos for our $10 donors, monthly trivia for our $20 donors, and anyone at any level can appear as an NPC in one of the rooms that Danny designs. And thanks again for listening.